only started and many people are already discouraged. And people will say to me, what is going to happen to us this year? What is going to happen in America? What's going to happen in the world? What if there's a third wave? And quite frankly, God gave me a second dream where he showed me another wave. And this time it wasn't on a boat. This time it was in South Africa. We call it the cabanas. And I saw how this wave hit the cabanas. And it's like a building, and the whole building was shaken. So am I predicting bad news? No. I'm saying to you that we are in days where we should not build our lives upon what the world offers us. We should build our lives upon the King, upon the rock. Now, how would you do that if you don't have a love relationship with him? So how do I start having a love relationship with God, Yahweh, the Most High God? It starts with prayer. So prayer to me is in a relationship when we talk to each other. And the enemy really, really tries to discourage people to pray, because he knows exactly that when he limits our prayer lives, he knows that prayer will limit him. So that's why he wants to limit our prayer lives. He wants to keep us busy and make us worry what is going to happen to us. But if you just know today that we are safe in the hands of the Father, doesn't matter the storms around us, we are safe. So we're talking about prayer life and the people in the Bible, and I'm with Gideon today. Now, Gideon was a farmer. He was a farmer boy, and he was just, worried about his situation. And he prayed from a very desperate place, a desperate place. All around him, he saw destruction, he saw hopelessness, and he just saw the wave of the enemy. That was in Gideon's day. It was he was talking about us today. We look around and my goodness, we can see the wave of the enemy, wave after wave after wave. And you have to be blind not to see what's really going on behind all this. So he ran to God because he had a relationship with him. And he turned his eyes to Jesus, to the Father. Jesus wasn't there, to the Father. He turned his eyes to him, to God, Yahweh, and he cried out to him. This is what God wants of all of us. Turn your eyes towards him. There's a beautiful song, turn your eyes towards Jesus, upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of the earth will go strangely dim in the light of his glorious grace. So that's exactly what Gideon did. This is a song that we used to sing when we were young. So when I think of Gideon, I realize the song that his mama told him, turn your eyes towards Jesus. He knew that he has to turn his eyes towards the Father. But things became too much for him. And this is normal, It's normal in life then when things hit and things are difficult, that we cry out and we say, Lord, this is heavy. Don't ever expect yourself to be a superhuman and to say, oh, it's nothing, it's just so easy. Even the journey that I'm walking now with what happened to my mom and everything, it's not just a walk in the park. But I'm not going to sit and feel sorry for myself. I have to get up. And I was saying this morning to Chantal, I said, you know what? Doesn't matter if we come out like Jacob with a limp. Doesn't matter. The thing is, we have to take it. We have to walk through these things. We can't sit and look at and feel sorry for ourselves. So then I see this thing of Gideon. He looked at the chaos around him and he was discouraged. But as he looked into the Father's eyes, and God said to him, I want you to look through my eyes, because God always sees a bigger picture. Even if it's difficult times that you're going through, God knows that we're going to be stronger at the end of the day. God knows that there are parts of me that's going to die in this process. God already see the treasure through everything. But now, listen to this. Listen how God greets Gideon. He said this to him. The Lord is with you, mighty warrior. Do you think Gideon saw himself as a mighty warrior? No, he was so discouraged. But God saw him as a mighty warrior. You going through whatever you face in life? Do you know you're in a spiritual battle? And God sees you as a warrior because there's a spirit bride in you. There's a spirit warrior in you. There's a spirit servant in you. But that one needs to be found. And all of us are warriors. So God greet him by name. Remember yesterday, what's your name? God said, "What great and mighty warrior." He called him by his name. The Lord is with you. So Gideon feels like brave? Do you think he was brave? No. Do you think he looked like a hero? No. But the thing that he called out to God and that he stood up and he started praying, that makes him a hero. The fact that he didn't just stop. So Gideon asked God, why are all these things happening to me? Do you see that when you're in the midst of the trouble, don't think that you need to be so perfect. We all wonder why. If you're not human, if you haven't wondered why this corona thing. I mean, I'm so glad that I took my mom out. You know, every afternoon when I visited her there in the frail care, there was an ambulance and people died and they took the people out and people came in with corona and died. That was really tough for me every day. Don't you think I've also asked God sometimes, why? What is this? He cried out in a place of desperation. And only God could help him. And only God could answer him. And he wanted to make sure that he heard God's voice. So I see in Gideon's life a God who said, you know what? You're going to need to fight. You're going to need to stand up. I know it's havoc around you, but there are Baal altars in your life. There are Baal altars in your forefathers' lives. He says, go to your father's background, backside of the house, the subconscious. Go and break down the Baal altars. I want you, I see the mighty warrior in you. I want you to go and take it out of your life. Get it out of your children's life. Get it out of your life. And I know many people say to me, oh no, Retah, I'm not a warrior. Of course you are. Of course you are. God calls you a mighty warrior. So God come and he shows the end of the story of Gideon to us. And he already showed him, you're going to win. If you're going to hold my hand, you're going to win. I'm going to help you to break down every altar. So God hears him. But sometimes we are trapped in our real reality. And you know, this is a very dangerous place. I remember, like, my mom is now trapped, you know, she struggled to bring out the words. And how Aldo, for years, he was trapped inside. He couldn't tell what he wants because he couldn't even speak. Now, some people can speak, but they are still trapped in their emotions. They are trapped in their trauma. They are trapped in yesterday. And God, Yahweh, wants to take you out of that place. So we need to do what Gideon did. And then Gideon asked him for a sign. He seeks assurance. And God also see what we ask of him. He asked Gideon to first clean his own home of idolatry. And then you can tackle the enemy outside. God always say first starts inside. If things are not sorted in our own life, we become like a magnet to all the darkness. And all the demonic are like a magnet towards us. So God knows that. And that's why he say, sort this out. Come on, Gideon, I see you, a mighty warrior. Sort this out. Sort this out. So Gideon starts taking on this journey. And God starts giving him strength. None of us will do any of this without God's strength. We just don't have it as people doing this. It's only in God's strength. So this is my prayer for you and me today. Let's become like Gideon and let's see ourselves how God sees us, mighty warriors. And let always remember the enemy don't want us to pray because he knows the power of prayer and he knows what prayer does to him. So whatever you face today, even if you're in America, if you're in South Africa, around the world, whatever you face today, know that God knows about it. Know that God already has the answer. Know that God wants to show you the bigger picture. But this, God is going to ask of you. Don't complain about what you see outside. Get whatever is inside in order. Break down the Baal altars, just like you asked of Gideon. Clean up your house, just like you asked of Gideon. And constantly turn your eyes towards Jesus. What a wonderful, wonderful lesson that is for all of us. My dear friends, I bless you out of a very, very hot Stellenbosch, but I'm not going to complain because, our winter was really, really long. So have a good day and God's mercy and grace.